Hi guys, welcome to Colossus Mathematics class. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. In today's class, we want to talk about differentiations of vector. If you are to differentiate vectors, how are you going to go about it? The first question we have here is given that t is equals to sine ri plus cos rj plus rk. One of the things you have to first know about this is that it is still the same way you differentiate normally in mathematics. So if you have not seen my video on differentiation, you can click on the link in the description of this video. So if you are to differentiate this, you know the presence of r, j and k is what makes it a vector. So because we have r, j and k here, that is what makes this thing a vector. So knowing that this is a vector now, what is the first thing you have to do? You have to differentiate with respect to r. So nothing is affecting the r, the j and the k. So first here we have the t dr. If you have your dt dr, how are you going to do that? Differentiate with respect to r. Differentiating with respect to r here, if you differentiate sine r, what are you going to have? You are going to have cos r, then your I will follow. Do you see that now? If you differentiate cos r, what are you going to have? You are going to have minus sine r, then your j will follow. Now if you differentiate r, what are you going to have? You are going to have plus 1, because if you differentiate r, you will have 1, then multiply with your k. So that means my dt dr is equal to what? Cos ri minus sine rj plus 1 times k will give us what? K. Do you get the first one now? Then the second one, so this is the number 1. The number 2 now. Number 2 says you should find d squared t over dt squared. Now if you have to find d squared t over dt squared, how are you going to go about it? It is very simple. Just d squared t over dr square means d dr of dt dr. That is, you are differentiating your dt dr again. Now if you differentiate your dt dr again, what are you going to have? Differentiate cos r, sine r and k. That is what you want to differentiate. If you differentiate cos r here now, we are going to have minus sine r I. This for I. So minus sine r I. If you differentiate sine r, you are going to have minus, because of the minus here, you are going to have cos r. Now you can see for this k, we do not have r beside it. That means it is a constant, and when you differentiate a constant, you have 0. And so therefore my d squared t over the r square is equal to what? Minus sine r minus cos r j. This will follow j. You see that now? Now to the next question now. The next question says I should find the absolute value of dt over dr. Now you must understand that under absolute value, it has its own formula. The formula for absolute value of r is the square root of x squared plus y squared plus z squared. So here, to find the modulus, the absolute value of dt dr, the absolute value of dt dr will now be on your dt and dr, we have cos ri minus sin rj and 1. So here your x here is cos r, your y is sin r, and your z is 1. So this will become square root. It will become the square root of cos r all square plus, what's our y? Our y is what? Minus sin r all squared, then what? Plus 1. Are you seeing that now? Then this will now become the square of this square will give us cos square r plus minus sin r square will give us what? Sin square r. This is squared. Then plus 1 squared will give us 1. And then, normal mathematically, cos square r plus sin square r will give us 1. So this will now become 1 plus 1. It is cos square r plus sin square r that become 1. And then this other one. So that means my final answer here is what? Square root of what? 2. Do you understand that now? Cos square r plus sin square r becomes 1. Then the one we have here. So that is why we have 1 plus 1, which is now square root of 2. Then the next question now says I should find the square t over the r square. I should find the modulus. So here now, you want to find the modulus. So number 4 question is to find the modulus of the square t over the r square. So if you are to find that, what is the first thing you have to come back to? Is to come back to your d square t over the r square. So here is your d square t over the r square. So here now my x is what? Is minus sin r, and my y is what? Minus cos r. I do not have z in this place. Are you seeing that now? So here my d square t over the r square will now become the square root of your x squared, which will be minus sin r all squared plus, open the bracket, minus cos r squared. Since you don't have z, you don't need to put anything there. Are you seeing that now? Then this now become the square root of minus sin r all square will give us what? Sin square r. You see that? Then plus minus cos square r will give us what? Cos squared r. Because if you square this is what you're going to have. Knowing that this sin square r plus cos square r is what? Is 1. Then the final answer here will be the square root of what? 1. And then the square root of 1 is 1. So this will be your final answer for this question. Do you understand that now? So let us go to the second example now. They said if x is equal to exponential minus t and y is equals to cos 3 2 cos 3t, z equals to 2 sin 3t, find the following: velocity and acceleration. Now for this kind of example, the first thing you must know or come to understand is that from our position vector, we know that r is equal to xi plus yj plus zk. So knowing that r is equal to xi plus yj plus zk, and I know that my v is the same thing as my dr dt. That means if you differentiate your position vector, you are going to have your velocity, and my a is equal to dv dt. That is, if I differentiate my v, I am going to have my acceleration. Or if you differentiate your r twice, you are going to have acceleration also. So to this question, knowing that I have r equals to what? Xi plus yj plus zk, where x is what? Exponential minus t. So that means I will have r equals to what? Exponential minus t I plus y. What is your y here? That's 2 cos 3t, then that will be your j, plus your z is what? 2 sin 3t, 2 sin 3t, then that's our k. So now what will be my v, which is what? dr dt. Now differentiate exponential minus t. If you differentiate exponential minus t from the rule of differentiation, the rule of differentiation states that if I differentiate exponential kt, I'm going to have k exponential kt. That means if I differentiate exponential minus t, I have the coefficient of this one here is minus 1. So that will be what? Minus 1 times exponential what? Minus t, then your I. Now if you differentiate 2 cos 3t using chain rule, so you can click on the link under the description for the video on the shortcut for doing chain rule. If you do 2 cos 3t, so let me bring that here. So I have 2 cos 3t. If you have to differentiate that, so write this 2, open bracket, differentiate cos. If you differentiate cos, you are going to have what? Minus sine. Differentiate this 3t, you will have what? 3. So you can see that I drop the 3 here, you can see, then your 3t again. So that means if you differentiate 2 cos 3t, you are going to have minus 6 sine 3t, because 2 times minus 3 will give you minus 6. So this plus will become minus 6 sine 3t I j rather. Now you want to differentiate 2 sine 3t also. So to do that, you want to differentiate 2 sine 3t. To do that, drop the 2 here, open bracket, differentiate your sine, you will have what? Cos. Differentiate 3t, what will you have? 3. Then write your 3t back, which will give you what? 6 cos 3t. So this will become what? Plus 6 cos 3t k. Are you seeing that now? Now going to the next question. This is my velocity now. I need to get my acceleration. My acceleration is what? dv over dt. Now your dv over dt means differentiate your v. If I'm differentiating my v, if you differentiate minus exponential minus t, minus 1 will come back down again. Minus 1 times minus will give you what? Plus. So that this will become exponential minus t I. Now you want to differentiate minus 6 sine 3t. So you want to differentiate minus 6 sine 3t. If you are differentiating that, you are going to have, drop your minus 6, so minus 6, open the bracket, differentiate sine, you get what? Cos. Differentiate 3t. If you differentiate 3t, you are going to have 3. Are you seeing that now? Then your 3t back. So this will become what? Minus 18 cos 3t. So this place is minus 18 cos 3t j. Now you want to differentiate 6 cos 3t now. So I want to differentiate 6 cos 3t. If you differentiate 6 cos 3t now, what are you going to have? So you are going to have your 6 first, open the bracket. If you differentiate cos, what will you get? Minus sine. If you differentiate 3t, you are going to have what? 3. It has to be in front of the minus, then your 3t back, which will give us what? This times this will give us what? Minus 18 sine 3t. So this place will become what? Minus 18 sine 3t k. So that will be our final answer. So our velocity here is this, and our acceleration is this. So let me give you an assignment. If I say here that you should find the answer to the magnitude of v, what will be the answer of magnitude of v, and what will be the answer for the magnitude of e? Just follow the same step I did in my example 1 and you will get the answer. So when you get the answer, comment in the comment section and there will be a gift for you. So thank you very much for watching and do have a great day.